Hello everyone and welcome to this to the ITQ YouTube channel. We're here live with Dan Garfield. He's Argo maintainer, GitOps co-chair, one of the creators of GitOps, and co-founder of Codefresh.
Yeah.
Thank you for being with us, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to be here in sunny, windy Amsterdam.
Yes, we're having a good day, but yeah, it is indeed a little bit windy. Yeah. Dan, is it your first time in Amsterdam? No, you've been here.
I've been here before, but it's been probably 15 years.
Oh, so that's some time. Do you feel? Do you see many differences since then, or?
I suppose it's different. What's really different is that I was supposed to be here 3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
But then something happened where suddenly you couldn't travel internationally
Oh,
anymore.
I think I remember that.
I don't remember what that was,
Yeah.
but I was supposed to be here, and now I've finally arrived. So it feels like, you know, a long-awaited homecoming.
Yeah. Correct. So, KubeCon just started today. What are you looking forward the most?
Well, obviously there are lots of talks about Argo, and we had one today. My teammate Kostas, who helped work on the GitOps certification,
Yeah.
I mean, he really led that effort. He gave a talk with Ilya from our team in Israel on vCluster,
Yep.
and it was standing room only. There were people, they were turning people away.
Yeah.
There were like 50 people waiting outside the door,
Wow.
trying to get in to see this talk. So I think that's the thing I love about KubeCon is the energy,
Yeah.
the excitement, and I always learn something new. There's always some new piece of technology or some new method or strategy that I haven't seen before. So I really like meeting the people, hearing the stories. The hallway track is what it's really about.
Yeah. I agree. Of course, there's lots of talks about Argo in KubeCon, but there was also ArgoCon yesterday.
Yeah.
I think you were helping organizing that, right?
Yeah, so I co-chaired ArgoCon EU this time. This is our second ArgoCon, but it's the first one we've done in Europe. When we did the one in the US last year, there was very high demand and a lot of questions from people saying, when are you going to come to Europe? We want to come to ArgoCon, but we don't want to come to America. We want to come somewhere local. So we were able to make this one work, which was definitely a huge effort. And big thanks and shout out to the CNCF and Wojciech, the coach, my other co-chair, for putting it together. But we had a great committee, lots of talks. And it was also, most of the talks were standing room only.
Yeah.
We totally sold out the show. And so we had a really good response, great talks, great sessions.
Nice.
And looking forward to announcing ArgoCon US shortly. It'll be in September in the Bay Area.
Okay, but last year it was GitOpsCon actually. So do you know what happened in there?
Yes.
It's GitOpsCon still a thing?
Yes, of course. GitOpsCon is still a thing.
Okay.
We've for Europe we moved to Open Source Summit.
Yeah.
So Open Source Summit will be happening. Well, that's not totally the European Open Source Summit. There's some things in flux, but there's GitOpsCon is going to be happening with CDCon in May 5th, May 4th in Vancouver.
Okay.
So I'm going to be at that one as well.
Yeah.
And so a few folks from the Open GitOps team worked on putting that one together. So GitOpsCon is still very much a thing, and it remains a huge source of interest for folks. ArgoCon is a little bit different because we do have a lot of GitOpsCon, GitOps focused content, but we also have Argo workflows, which is more about data pipelines, machine learning, those kinds of things, which is obviously a hot topic as well. So we're trying to support the whole ecosystem, and it's a little complicated sometimes.
Yeah. Well, you just mentioned Argo workflows as well. So Argo, it's Argo project,
Yeah,
right?
Argo project,
It's actually a suite of products. There's 4 of them currently. Can you maybe just give a short explanation on?
So Argo workflows and Argo events are really focused on pipelines and Kubernetes native workflows. They're used very heavily in data pipelines, and they're also becoming more popular with CI/CD, which is where Codefresh got started in this, because we're kind of a CI/CD focused company. And so those 2 projects, and I mentioned Argo events, that is really works most closely with Argo workflows, and it's a general purpose eventing engine. So you can do things like some event happens in Kubernetes, I want to trigger a Slack message or something like that. You can do that with Argo events. Argo CD and Argo rollouts are really focused on the GitOps, the deployment side of the equation. So Argo CD, you can basically say, here's where I want something deployed, and here's the source of truth for that something, and Argo CD is going to complete the reconciliation and make sure that the policy is met so that they're deployed and updated in policy. And Argo rollouts is for progressive delivery. So you can do canary releases and blue-green deployments and things of that nature.
Yeah, wow. Well, we actually met last year in KubeCon in Valencia.
Yeah.
You explained Argo to me for the first time. I went in there because I realized Argo seems to be like the most popular, it seemed to be to me like the most popular product or solution last year in Valencia. And I think we were able to see that in ArgoCon as well, with the amount of people it turned out, right? I saw you were joking that next year KubeCon will be the co-located event for ArgoCon, right?
Yeah, it might not be next year, but one of these years we're going to get there. So for the co-located events, I think we had a few thousand people. For KubeCon, we have, I think it's 8,000 people, and it's a sold-out conference. But I think we'll be getting there with Argo very shortly, because it is really the best way to deploy software, especially to Kubernetes, and it really simplifies the software delivery lifecycle when you have a good system for doing that.
Yeah. So no more pipelines which end up with kubectl apply -f, right?
Yeah, we would like to avoid that.
That.
It's best if your pipelines aren't doing things like that.
Yeah. I think so. Well, yeah, there's still 2.5 more days of KubeCon. We know it's not only the talks, it's not only the booths, but there's also events in the evening. Are you going to be in any of them today, tomorrow?
Yeah, there's a lot of parties going on, and I'm going to try to go to some tonight, but I don't even remember which ones are happening.
Oh, fair.
There's actually a website, you can Google this. It's, if you Google KubeCon parties, they track all of the different events that go on. One year we had Ice Cube came. The rapper.
Yeah.
This is, by the way, the other GitOps co-chair is just sitting off screen. Scott, run over here really quick. This is Scott. Hey everybody. He's the other GitOps co-chair. Thanks for joining.
Hey,
thanks for jumping in.
Say hi.
I'm so glad you did. Yeah. So he's one of the folks that helped create GitOps and has really helped form this whole community.
Yeah. Awesome.
So it's a 2-for-1 now.
Nice. And to wrap up for the people in KubeCon, where can we find Dan during these days?
So you can find me. I'm either at the Codefresh booth, or the Argo booth, or being dragged between them.
Yes. Okay. I see.
So if you don't see me at either one of them, stand between, and you'll probably see me go by at some point. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Well, I just want to thank you for being with us today, and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Absolutely. Thank you.